Kevin Stefanski has long been praised as one of the NFL's sharpest minds, a steady hand capable of managing chaos and building competitive teams. But now, that reputation is being tested in a way few could have predicted. After yet another disaster from Joe Flacco, the patience of Cleveland Browns fans has worn thin, and all eyes are on Stefanski's refusal to unleash Shador Sanders. The narrative is no longer about one bad game. It has snowballed into a full-blown quarterback crisis, one that threatens to define not just the Browns' season, but Stefanski's legacy as a decision-maker. The frustration from the fanbase is palpable. Shador's name echoes louder with each passing week, and after Flacco's latest collapse, the chorus has become deafening. From the moment he threw that interception straight into the hands of the Detroit Lions, the game unraveled. A veteran quarterback with 17 years of NFL experience should never make that kind of mistake. And yet, Flacco's lapse handed Detroit all the momentum they needed. That single play swung the game, and from there, Flacco never regained his composure. What started as a decent performance quickly devolved into a disaster class. 16 completions on 34 attempts, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a fumble that left the Browns gasping for answers. Even Flacco himself didn't try to hide from the wreckage. He stood in front of reporters, owning the mistakes, admitting the pick six was on him and not Jerry Jeudy, who had slipped on his route. But while accountability is admirable, it doesn't erase the fact that Cleveland lost because their quarterback could not deliver. Flacco's words did little to soften the blow for fans, who have seen this story before. Quarterbacks past their prime given more time than they deserve, while promising young talent is left waiting on the sidelines. That is why the anger is no longer just about Flacco's play, it's about Kevin Stefanski's decision to keep putting him out there. Analysts are joining fans in their criticism, and even former head coach Rex Ryan has stepped in, declaring bluntly that Flacco's time is over. He was never truly elite, Ryan argued, and now, at this stage in his career, he simply cannot keep up with the pace of the modern NFL. The fact that Stefanski continues to double down on a failing strategy is baffling to many. Why cling to a quarterback who has proven time and time again that he cannot deliver when a hungry, confident young player like Shador Sanders is waiting for his chance? Shedeur has not been quiet about his readiness. In interviews, he has made it abundantly clear that he believes he is better than several of the quarterbacks currently starting in the league, including his words weren't said with arrogance but with conviction, the kind that only comes from someone who knows what he brings to the field. Watching his team struggle while he sits with the scout team receivers has tested his patience, but Shedeur insists he's ready. He's learning, growing, and waiting for his opportunity, but he also knows he's capable of far more than what Cleveland has been settling for. This is why the pressure on Stefanski is intensifying. Each time he puts Flacco back under center, he isn't just sticking with a veteran. He's actively ignoring the calls for change from his fanbase, his critics, and even his own roster. Independent analysts have pointed out the obvious. Shedeur brings qualities that Cleveland is desperately missing. His arm talent is undeniable. He can adjust velocity, thread tight throws, loft passes with touch, and even whip sidearm lasers through closing windows. He has vision, confidence, and composure that cannot be coached. And most importantly, he has the kind of spark that can change the energy of a locker room in crisis. Yet, Stefanski continues to hesitate. He gave rookie Dillon Gabriel a handful of snaps, but Gabriel didn't look like the answer either. This indecision has only fueled speculation that the coach is paralyzed between loyalty to a veteran and fear of gambling on a rookie. But the truth is, the gamble is already being made. Every game Flacco starts is a bet on failure. His limitations are no longer just hiccups, they're recurring issues that cripple Cleveland's offense and demoralize the team. Even Shador's growing frustration, though carefully contained, has become evident. He's tried to remind himself that everything happens in God's timing, that patience is part of the process, and that faith will carry him through. But beneath those reassurances lies the frustration of a young quarterback who knows he should be on the field. His supporters see it too. They see a player who has the tools, the drive, and the swagger to turn the Browns' season around if only given the chance. The calls for change are only growing louder. Fans have begun to turn their frustration not just toward Flacco, but directly at Stefanski. Why is he ignoring the obvious? Why is Shador Sanders still on the sidelines? Analysts, fans, and even former players all agree. Flacco cannot keep starting, and Sanders deserves his shot. This is no longer about protecting a rookie. It's about refusing to acknowledge reality. The longer Stefanski waits, the more dangerous this becomes. It's not just about losing games anymore. It's about losing the locker room. Players know when their quarterback can't get it done. They know when the coach is making excuses. And they know when someone else on the roster deserves an opportunity. If Stefanski continues to ignore Shedeur, he risks not only the season but also the trust of his team and the loyalty of the fanbase. Rex. Ryan's criticism cuts to the heart of the issue. By refusing to make the switch, Stefanski may be robbing the Browns of a chance to discover something special. Sanders isn't just another rookie. He's a quarterback with the confidence to say he can do better than what we're watching now, and the talent to back it up. That combination doesn't come around often. The Browns are on the verge of wasting it, so here we are. Stefanski, the coach with a reputation for being steady and calculated, finds himself cornered. Stick with Flacco, and he risks dragging his team down with a quarterback who clearly can't perform. Continue to waffle between Gabriel and Flacco, and he risks alienating Shedeur entirely. Or finally make the bold choice. Put Sanders under center. And give Cleveland a chance to see what their future really looks like. This is no longer about one bad throw or one bad game. This is about the direction of the franchise. Shador Sanders isn't just waiting for his shot, he's demanding it with every word. Every practice rep, and every ounce of frustration he's kept bottled up. The fans are ready, the analysts are ready, even his teammates are ready. The only question is whether Kevin Stefanski is ready. What do you think? Has the time come for the Browns to put Shedeur Sanders on the field and finally see what he can do? Should Stefanski make the bold move now, or does Flacco deserve one last chance to prove himself? Do you agree with Rex Ryan and the analysts who believe Cleveland is missing out on something special by keeping Shedeur on the sidelines? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.